Good morning. This is Eric L. Donovan, the Mindset Disruption Strategist. Welcome to Kingdom Odyssey, where I help business owners and families redefine success by looking at how we can create generational prosperity and make a kingdom impact. But we do that by asking one simple question. How do we know that the things we're doing today don't damage our marriage, our children, or our grandchildren? And today we're flipping this over and looking inside of our businesses, inside of really what's going on inside the empires that we're trying to build. And today's question is this: how do you build a high trust culture inside of your business? Not necessarily easy, especially when, as the owner, our first mindset is we just want to go down to the bottom line. What is going on from a bottom line standpoint? What's happening? And I will tell you this as someone who's been in this place, when you've got a thriving business, especially thriving financially, it's much easier to think about this than it is when the business is struggling. But I'm going to tell you, if you are in a place or in a season where the business is struggling, having a high trust culture probably could be one of the most important things that you could do. Because when my business was struggling, what I really relied on were the people that I had to rally around and help us get through those seasons and out of them. See, what we often miss when we sit inside of these seasons of struggle is the fact that we're grumpy, we're frustrated, we're angry, and that rubs off on our people. So we could, how do I build a high trust culture? Well, it starts out, we write a mission statement, a value statement, we throw up this on the wall, and then it just ends up being words on the wall rather than you actually living out what you say is written on your wall, right? I mean, and if you haven't even written it down, that's another place to start. That's a video for another time. But really what I want to get into today is something, just this idea and this concept that I've kind of learned along the way on the best way to build a high trust culture really is about pouring into your people, about growing and loving the people that you have underneath you. And one of the other ways to say this is, how do you know and grow your people? And so I'm going to give you kind of a few different rules of thumb, but let me start with number one. The first rule of thumb centers around this: you can't have more than 4 direct reports. So if you're the owner of the business and you've got 8 or 10 people working for you, you need to find the 3 or 4 people that are most important to you. And then what I'm teaching you, you want to teach to them, and then they can have direct reports as well, because you can't do what I'm about to describe to you to begin to build this trust in your culture. You can't do this with everyone. You'd be spread so thin that you can't pour yourselves into the lives of your people the way that you need to. So the first rule of thumb, and the other parts of what I'm about to tell you don't matter if you don't follow this first one, is no more than 4 direct reports. Okay. So let's say that you've got that set up. Now, what do we do to build a high trust culture? Well, you're going to need to know and grow your people. It's about pouring into them. So what do I mean? Well, here's the first thing. You need to, and we do this in a way we call a one-on-one time. And one-on-one time, you need to set up probably at least once a month. I recommend, if you can, once every 2 weeks. We've known companies that have done this every week. You probably once a week is the max that you need to do it, and then once a month is the minimum you need to do it. Right? You don't need to do this 2 or 3 times a week. But so in my company, we do this once a month. But you need to be able to sit down with your people and know and grow them. And what do I mean? Well, the first place that you need to know and grow them is actually what's going on personally for them. Like, Eric, I don't care what's going on personally. I just need them to come to go to work. No, you do. Because what you don't realize is the things that are going on personally, they're bringing into the office. Right? They're coming into the office and they're coming into your place of work with the fight they had that morning, with the anxiety about what their kids are going through, with something that happened financially. All that stuff they're bringing into their productivity. What we found is providing a path and providing a way in a one-on-one meeting where you need to shut up and just let them talk about what's going on personally. One other just rule of thumb is the first time that you do this, you're not going to get much out of it. It's the consistency of creating this space and doing it over and over and over again where you're actually going to find this happen. And I think the most important thing is, how are you knowing and growing your people personally? And how can you help? right? If they're struggling with something that you know you can help them with, then relieving that actually builds trust and makes them more productive in what they're doing at work. Second, how about their faith? And so understand they don't have to share your faith, but can you be praying for them? Can you at least talk to them about things that are going on spiritually? Can you have a conversation with them about things that they're looking into? I loved this comment from Rick Beatonbow of Beatonbow Homes. He made the comment, he's like, people do not have to go to church, but they do have to go to work. So if you're building a kingdom empire, one that has the kingdom of God inside of it, then can you create a space that is just free and loving like Jesus, right? Just create a space that you can love on them spiritually. What can I be praying for you? It's just as simple as what can I be praying for you about? I've never known anyone, no matter the religion, who would turn down the opportunity for somebody else to pray for them. And what if you did? What if you actually prayed for them, even if they weren't comfortable right there? But what if you made a point to pray every single day? So knowing them personally, knowing them from a spiritual standpoint. What's going on from a health standpoint? What? Yeah. Encourage them. Are they working out? Is their diet good? Are they taking care of themselves? Are they having some health problems that you need to know about, that you need to know are kind of happening? And we're not talking about them exposing things that they're not comfortable. We're not trying to take them out of that space. But as you create more and more of this and you get to create this environment of trust, the more you know, the more you can help. And then the last one is, how can you grow them and know them in their career? What if you were growing your people so well that maybe they eventually leave? What? Again, this sounds whole crazy. I'm turning this whole thing upside down, just like God does in his kingdom, right? If you train your people so well, what I've found to be true is they won't leave. Like, oh, if I train them that well, they might leave. Yeah, they might, but they might stay. If you don't train them, they definitely will stay, because they won't be qualified to do anything else. But what if their expansion is your expansion? And can you see how pouring into people from their family, from their faith, from their health, and in their careers would actually begin to build a high trust culture? And if you're doing this on a regular basis with 4 people and you're getting to really know and understand where they're coming from, how could that transform you? How could that transform your business? And then if they are equipped to be able to do that for their direct reports, and this culture spreads throughout your business, now you're truly building an empire, right? Something that extends beyond you, something that is bringing kingdom inside of the business, right? So this is just one idea. We'll be exploring others, but the way to build high trust culture is to know and grow your people in a one-on-one basis. We really sit down and we make ourselves vulnerable, and we create the avenue for our people to live authentically and to be who they are. Here's what I know. They're going to grow. They're going to thrive. When and if you have to let someone go, they're going to have been in a work environment that was so rewarding that you just look at it as like, I'm letting you go to go be a blessing somewhere else. It completely flips the script. And I'll have to tell you a story about how we've done that some other time. But knowing and growing your people will create kingdom impact. It will create generational prosperity, maybe through their generations. And it flips the script for today, for tomorrow, and for eternity. God bless you. Have a great day.